I don't want to be alive. I want to die. I want to die. Because, you know, pain is so much. And he can walk, he can move. 2 days, 3 days, he eat one time.
Like he would sleep for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
It's just no movement there at all. Okay. These little circles here are totally different size and shape, which suggests that this joint up here, the sacroiliac joint, is not functioning properly. But these measurements are also quite a long way out, which suggests the sacrum's got some rotation. Just shut your eyes and tell me when you can feel this. You felt that? You didn't feel any of these ones? So you're not really feeling anything down this leg at all. Hold it strong. You haven't got much there, have you? Do you think you could handle this correction, or would you like me to continue?
Continue, I will handle it.
Yeah? If you've changed your mind, we can stop.
No, it's alright.
I'm just going to make a very, very small correction to start with. You might hear some noise or feel a little bit of movement down here, but don't worry, okay?
Right.
Just relax.
Slowly.
Yes. Yeah. Breathe slowly.
Oh!
It's alright. It's okay.
Relax, relax, relax. Gonna be fine after a few minutes.
Let me hold this.
Just be relaxed.
All you gotta do is breathe.
Yeah.
I feel less pain on the other side.
Good. I actually think even if you are a little bit hunched over, you're going to be able to walk a bit easier. As you take weight on this, it'll be pretty difficult because you haven't done it for a while. That's it.
Try it, try it, try it.
Good. Just take a few steps first because you need to push some fluid out of the joint.
Better? Fantastic.
Step yourself up and see if you can get your
Yes.
torso above your spine.
Try it.
It'll take. That's it.
Okay.
That's okay. You don't force it too hard. Those ligaments and tendons have been in the wrong spot
Put your hand up.
for a long time. Does that go down your leg when you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, 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 good.
Yeah.
Okay, it's better right now.
That's good. Well, even though that's painful, have you been able to stand that much in the last few months?
No, that's the first time.
That's the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
This leg over stronger than it was before.
Feel stronger already?
Yeah.
That's a great sign. Alright, so shut your eyes again and tell me if you feel this.
I feel it not that much.
You felt that then?
Yeah, but not that much.
Well, before you felt nothing.
Yeah.
And that's only 10 minutes.
Yes.
So that's amazing, really. You know, this gives me the confidence that we can continue safely. And lift this toe up. Try and get. You can actually resist my thumb.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'm trying to get fixed before my graduation.
How long have we got?
My graduation is in June 17th.
You're putting it on me. I will do my best.
Thank you.
You had no control over those before.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. You slept well for the first time? Yeah. Fantastic. A good start. Tell me, you've watched him for 4 months now. Does he look different to you? Yeah, good. I still think there's a lot of upper cervical nerve pressure. You can see this needle, it just jumps right at that point. That's where it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alright. You can see even in this position that this side of his occiput is very high compared to that one. And if we go back to this film, you can see how that is open on that side and more closed on that side. When I get it in the right place, it's going to be so much better for you. Beautiful. That was perfect. That'll be like a tidal wave coming off.
Yeah.
You can feel him getting very hot already.
Do you feel it more?
Feels better.
It's a bit overwhelming, isn't it, to have a big adjustment like that? But when I say big, we're not moving it a long way as such, but just having that much pressure taken off the nervous system. Her head was here yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Looking good, mate.
Yeah. Before, if you want to move, you have to help him.
Pick the leg up.
You know,
Yeah.
with hand. Right now, he can't move. He can't walk easy.
Well, now he's walking heel-toe, which is something he wasn't doing before. And if you notice, he's taking long strides. He's actually getting his feet under his body. Every time you feel it, just say now.
Now. Now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel a lot of difference.
Great. That's really good.
When you like pushed it in, I felt like my spine stretched out. I used to like just to lift it that much when I was much better.
Pleasure.
You're the best. Thank you.
My pleasure. See you later. You gave a lift off. That's going to be the best thing that ever happened to you, man.
So he's straight right now. One.
I'm actually really excited to see what happens here.
It's gonna last right here.
So he's going to go from here to here, back up to here again. When he came, he was down here.
8 or 9 times I've been in emergency.
8 or 9 times in emergency.
Yeah.
Wow.
3 months he just stay in the bed, you know, and he take pain medication.
I just didn't want to like even live anymore because my back, I can't even walk anywhere, like in the stores or anything. Like it's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
But after now, it's like I'm so happy. Starter again.
Now he just looks like he plays too much Xbox. See him. There you go. Bring yourself up like this. Good. And walk in that position. Just take some steps. That's what I want it to feel like when you walk. Try and do that to yourself. Turn and look at your dad.
Yeah.
Look what I found.
Wow, man. That's so impressive.
Mate,
Taller than him, huh?
You are taller now. You've done it.
High
High five. Just breathe into this space that you've created. That's it. It's pretty good.
I don't believe it.
I know, it's a big moment. Your family's been through a lot, haven't they? It's hard as a dad because you just think you've lost your son, you've lost your kid.
Alright, Dad.
Give him a hug, mate, he needs it. You know, it's funny because when I first palpated Moon's neck, his butt was there and his back was here and his head was over here. It looked like he was going to be stuck with that forever. Robbie, this is Moon.
Oh, mate. Actually, same his height.
Yeah, nearly.
Yeah.
Get taller, yeah.
That's where you got to be, right there.
Are you going to become a chiropractor?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I'm going to do some adjustment too.
Kill me.
When you've got this kind of discompression, it's a very nasty symptom. You get that really gross nerve root pressure.
Yeah.
And nerve pain's the worst pain you can get.
This morning when I woke up, it was on the inside of my leg, and you know, right down to my knee.
These are Barry's films. There was a lot to look at on Barry's films. This big obturator gave us some information about what was happening on this SI joint, the right sacroiliac. The lumbar spine had opposite rotation to what we expected it to have. We've got this big osseous formation here linking those two vertebrae together, showing that he's obviously got long-term trouble with the spine. In the end, his body showed us where the subluxation was. It was down here at the third segment of the sacrum, and that's where we've got our line of drive.
It's just like my right leg feels as if it wants to give way.
Yeah, that's the nerve supply's not getting down there properly. Making out this way.
Alright.
That's it.
I'll get this one up first.
Yeah, I'll do it for you, mate. If you just take the weight down. That's it. Alright, your job's done. Just relax, Barry. Try not to move, Barry.
Try not to move, okay.
You're alright?
That leg is... I can't.
That leg's...
Oh shit, that leg's sore. Oh yeah, it's right down there.
Alright.
Right the way down.
Alright. Let's turn you around. I can do this from the other side.
Okay. I'll just get up.
Is it a bit easier on that
Yeah,
side?
no, that's better.
The reason why you can lay on this side better is because the weight of your pelvis is squashing the joint down.
Oh, okay.
And it's compressing it. What about in there?
Yeah, it hurts a bit.
Barry, I want you to just try and relax there. Give this a little push in a minute. It's pretty good. Takes a bit of pressure off, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Take your time, mate. And you come up sideways.
Okay.
That way.
That's it.
That's it. Alright, you're going to feel a bit worn out, mate.
Yep.
You definitely will get better.
Oh yeah, well I actually can sit here and it's not really sore.
Yeah.
As compared to what it was, because it was just too much pain.
No.
And then this morning when I got out of bed, that was unbelievable. It took me actually half an hour to get out of bed. And I mean, that's just getting out of bed. And then I got down on my hands and knees and I crawled. And then I thought, now I'll go in, and I got the chair that wheels around. I thought I'll get in that and then I'll be able to get around.
Yeah.
You know, because there's no way I couldn't have walked this morning.
Stand up, mate, and we'll see what you're capable of.
That looked easier.
I didn't expect to see you standing up already. That's good. The first few steps will be a bit dodgy, mate.
Yeah,
but once you've done a lap or two, it'll start to lighten up.
Yeah, it's feeling a bit better. Gee whiz.
The thing to notice here is when he comes back, so he's still throwing the leg out a little bit to the side, but not like he was before.
Yeah, I feel as if I can bend it at the knee.
Yeah.
Whereas before I wasn't confident to bend it at the knee.
That's good. That means that the part of the nerve function that helps with muscle strength is starting to come back.
Yeah.
It's good to see. You're on the right track. Well, we've done the hard work.
Yeah.
So we'll see how you're going in, what are they up to, 4 days?
Yeah.
5 days.
See
Cool.
how we go.
All right, buddy.
No worries. Thanks, Ian.
Stand up for us.
Yep.
Well, that was good straight away.
Yeah.
Straight underneath his body.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Oh, that's good, Barry. Happy to see you, mate.
Yeah. I tell you what, the last time was pretty hard, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in pretty bad nick. And we actually didn't even catch the worst of it on camera, did we?
I thought, there's no way I'm going to walk again. Especially when I was pushing myself around in the chair.
Yeah, when you feel like that, like you said, you feel like you're stuck with it forever.
Yeah, well, that's it.
It actually feels really good at the moment, Barry.
Yeah, no, that's good.
You're doing really, really well.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with it, actually.
Good, mate. That's fantastic.
Good on you, mate. Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Today we went to the movies, and then as we left, she was just white as a sheet.
Yeah.
And she said her head was hurting.
He hasn't got much colour at all. Not sure if you get that on the camera or not, Georgia, but we could always Photoshop you and make you look white. Alright, let's have a look again, mate. So this is where I've marked off the breaks there, and you can see it's quite fluidy around there. There's a lot of fluid around that spot there, and not much there at all. Similar thing down here, but it looked like there was a break on the scope, but to me I'm not really seeing a lot on the patient there, and all this seems really clear. I'll just get you to sit up a little bit, Ainsley, and then when we actually palpate these joints here, they all do what they're supposed to do until we get down to this guy here, and that's not moving at all like it should anyway. Now Ainsley, that's tender, isn't it, love, when we touch that? Yeah. Now, there hasn't been any trauma. She hasn't fallen, she hasn't had a big accident or anything like that. And I'm pretty confident, well, I'm very confident that we can get the right line of correction on this without a film right now. But, you know, if she comes back in a few days and the findings for that subluxation are still there, or she's not responding very well, we might get a picture of her. Come over here, mate. I'm going to get you to come and stand up on this one. You don't have much colour in your face, do you? And all of the headaches across your forehead, isn't it, you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Just relax there, please. That's tender there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of people think when you get pain in the head, it's always from the neck, but it's not. You okay, love?
Yep.
You're not nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I can't hurt you, sweetie, so don't worry. This might be a little bit uncomfortable just because you'll feel it move. And you'll hear a little bit of a click, but I can't hurt you. Now just bring your chin up a little, that's it. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to squish you down a little bit, and I'm going to hold your head with my arm like that so your head doesn't pop up in the air. And all you've got to do is just relax your shoulders a little bit. That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we'll let that off. Now I reckon you'll have colour in your face straight away. And just step down a bit. You might feel a little bit dizzy. Do you feel a bit lightheaded or a bit flushed in the face?
A little bit lightheaded.
A bit lightheaded, yeah. That makes sense. Come and have a seat, though. Or you can smile. That's good. That's a good
Yeah,
change.
she wasn't giggling before, so that's good too.
Yeah. You're still going to have a little bit of a headache here for a minute, but it should feel like there's a little bit of pressure come off already. Does it feel like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell me if it doesn't. That's okay too.
No, it feels better.
Feels better. Awesome. If before that pain up there and the bad feeling was 10 out of 10, that means that's the worst it could be. What would you say it is now?
Maybe 5.
5. That's good.
That's good.
So that's half. It's probably been a minute now. So that means in about half an hour or an hour, it'll be pretty good.
And she's much more expressive.
Yeah, well she's actually talking to us.
Yeah.
So that's a nice change.
That's a
High five, buddy.
It's a big change you're not talking off all the way through too. Thank you very much.
Actually, she's better already, I can
She is.
tell.
Her whole personality shifts just because she must feel so bad that she can't, you know.
Well, it's the
express
nervous
stuff.
system. Like when those blood vessels are dilated, it's affecting a lot of things. Yeah. Sean was a happy, healthy, and hard-working guy. He'd been an elite athlete. They even swam for Fiji in the Commonwealth Games. After a lot of success in sport, he turned to business and now owns one of the busiest clubs in Fiji. But one day he lifted a beer keg and his life was turned upside down. He was barely able to walk a few steps at a time. He was in excruciating pain. Everything was more difficult for him and his life was changed completely.
Just radiating like numbness, and when the pain does get really bad, it shoots to my ears and my head.
On the 29th of July we received a desperate message from his fiancée Chanel, who with a baby on the way just wanted him out of the wheelchair and back on his feet.
Yeah.
like when you stand up. This has been 4 months, is it? Yeah. Do you need a hand? Very good. Yeah, it's not great, is it? Alright.
I can't stand for very long.
Alright, come straight down. Not looking great.
So even just sitting up like this, sort of structure my leg,
Yeah.
and down the left leg.
Alright, well I think I know what's wrong with you. Your fifth lumbar disc is no good, that's for sure. But I think it's the sacrum that's causing the problem. He got to the point where he had to use a wheelchair to get around him.
So just to keep moving. His mom can't push dad and Bob.
No wonder he can't sit or stand for very long. That disc will just be pushing straight out onto the nerve root. You can see there's just massive compensation changes in the pelvis. Watch the needle, it'll get to about almost coming and it just drops away. Can't afford to be off by even a millimetre. I'm going to bring you over a bit, mate. You won't fall. Get a little bit of pressure on this. Excellent. That was really good. Did that feel good?
Yeah, it feels like a rush in my right side.
Yeah. I want you to come up slowly, Sean. It's the first time that's had some pressure off it for 4 months. You're upright already, Sean. That's good. Like he's just up and flying now. Like he wasn't walking like that before.
Couldn't stand for 10 seconds, screaming for a wheelchair, asking 100 questions on the surroundings of where we're going. Is there chairs? Is there a wall I can lean on?
Yeah, he probably walked about 60 metres then.
So feeling better, Sean?
Yeah.
It's really good. Watch him stand up. He's just popping straight out of the chair now. Look how straight he is. I mean, even if you look at his height compared to when we walked in.
Much better. Feeling better.
Yeah, you look fantastic.
I had to lean to the right or lean to the left just to get ease. Now I can sit up. And the best thing is that I can have a shower now without having to lie down.
He's helping me set the table and, you know, walking around like that. You know, bringing my man back to me.
Great.
Yeah, one adjustment.
Well, that's the thing, you know, find that primary. The body will take care of the rest. This fluid is nowhere near as much as it was the other day. That's all gone. When I run this scope down, there's a tiny little break there, but it's next to nothing.
I have my office table and right beside it I got a bed. So whenever I was seeing guests, I was pretty much lying down saying, sorry guys, I've hurt my back, I have to lie down.
So before you were saying you could only walk 10 steps or so?
Pretty much, yeah. And as I mentioned, I was on a wheelchair just to get to and from. Otherwise I'd be miles behind, looking for chairs or jumping on the pavement and just lying down for a bit.
So now you're able to walk a significant distance?
Yeah, quite a bit. Like we went to the shopping mall yesterday.
He was pushing me in the wheelchair.
That's cool. Yeah, he's just like literally a different man.
He's taller.
He's got some swagger. We've really got everything in the right place, and time's going to be the thing that heals it the most now.
I got a video of him spinning around and showing off.
Oh, have you?
Whatever. Show off.
It has to be one of the worst things I've ever been through.
So you're off all your pain medication?
I'm totally off now.
So no heavy drugs, no wheelchair, that's a good start.
Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
It's so hard to picture him in a wheelchair anymore, you know, or struggling.